Alright guys, so I thought I would make a training video about my regular training. So currently I have just started the wave of threes in the accumulation week of that cycle. Here I'm benching 40 for about 6 reps, just getting warmed up. Move on to 70 for 3. Lately my bench has been going really well. I've changed a few things in it. I've changed a few things mostly with setup and width position of the hands. So with my hands I've gone wider. I used to bench with all my fingers inside the rings. I've now moved that out to my ring finger on the ring. The reason for that is that I am 6'2", 184 centimeters, and my arms are fairly long. I also bench more like a power lifter in that I arch my back to try and reduce some of that range of motion, get my back tighter and get a better position for benching. Here I'm on my first working set and I am benching 85 for 3. Move into the second working set. With my bench, I used to bench a bit narrower and I always had a sticking point about halfway up. I could clear the bar off my chest easily, I could lock it out, not too bad, but about halfway up I really struggled. And since changing that, bench has just felt really smooth. Changing that, and also I rest on the balls of my feet, the toes. That helps me get tightness through my legs and helps me stay very stable. Working set number 3, 85 for 3 again. Yeah, so that has really helped my bench press. It is much smoother. There's no sticking point. Now if a set is hard, it just gets progressively harder as the reps go on across the whole range, or as it gets heavier, it just gets heavier, gets harder that way, instead of having a sticking point. So I really feel like my bench is coming into where it should be technically, feeling a lot stronger. As you can see, all those reps are going up smoothly. Moving on to fourth working set, 85 for 3 again. All warmed up now. It's freezing at the moment. This is in my friend's shed. He's got a great gym setup. Would have been like 6 or 7 degrees Celsius. It's pretty cold, so the jumper stayed on for a while. You can see me arching my back and trying to get my traps tight together. Trying to lock my shoulder blades back and tight, give a solid platform to bench from. The reason I bench is it's a good compound movement. In terms for arm wrestling, it develops the pec and deltoids or shoulders, which I believe is really important, both for general health of shoulders and strength, but particularly strength in side pressure, in hook movements, being able to drag across to one side and back without opening up across the pec and shoulder area. I think this is 5th working set. Now I was actually meant to do 7 working sets, so the way this works, I'll go deeper into how my whole training thing works, but with this one I thought I was meant to do 6, and on the 6th go for a rep maximum, leaving 2 or 3 in the tank. I was actually meant to do 7, so that kind of sucks. But on this working set number 6, I did a set of 6, and I felt like I could have done probably another 2, which is pretty cool. I've always been very average at bench, and I used to hate it. Now I'm really starting to enjoy it. I've purposely put it in my training a lot more now because it is a real weakness of mine, and technically it's all smoothed out now, so I'm actually enjoying benching. So yeah, as I said, I think I was actually meant to do 7 sets, but I was pretty happy with my final effort of 6. So you can see it's slowed down just a bit on that last one, but I was pretty happy with that. Now onto wrist curls. So this is just the first workout in my week. I do 4. Typically this is a Monday. So second exercise is wrist curls. I was doing a lot heavier if you've watched any of my Instagram videos or Facebook. I actually had worked up to a set of 110 kilograms for 8 reps. I got injured on that. That was March, I think. Very unusually in my right wrist, sorry for the blurry camera here. My right wrist on rep 6 of that 110 kilos just had a crack noise. Felt fine till the next morning. My wrist and forearm were killing me. Since then, it just hasn't quite come good yet. I've been working on that. And I also used to wrist curls straight off the bench, and I think that was part of the problem. It forced a lot of pressure on the ulnar bone and part of the wrist. And so what I've done is modified it. I've gone a lot lighter now, just to work my way back up without injury. I've gone and done it off my knees. That allows my ulnar bone a little bit of flexibility because it's just inside my knees and it's not resting on anything. I'm resting on the radial bone, the upper forearm bone. So 7 sets of this as well, 7 working sets. So currently doing sets of 60 kilograms for 3, although it's almost 4. The 4th one I just do to get everything all in. So working set number 7. Now with my wrist curls, I only go just below parallel and then curl up. The reason being is when I'm working heavy and strong, this 7th set, I forgot that it was my rep maximum set. So I went back and finished. I think I did like 13 reps or something. I think there's, when I'm training my wrist strength, I want it to be strong in a flat position. I don't really want it going back. This particular exercise is my 3rd main exercise. It is basically side press with supination. This has really helped me off of starts. I've really noticed this in training. I haven't used it a lot in comp yet, but just the ability to push someone across and off their pronation, it has really helped. So this is just warming up here. Now, normally I do this at my gym and on like a cable row machine, seated cable row. At my friend's house, his setup is slightly different. The weights, there's an extra pulley in, so it's meant to be halved. However, there is a lot of friction in this setup, and that made it particularly difficult in comparison to what my gym has, which is a true weight and basically friction free. So that was surprising. I had to drop back a little bit of weight, but I went with the weight that appeared to be the closest to what I was trying to work for. So doing working sets, my programmed was 30 kilograms. So with that, I again did 7 sets of that, worked up to that. My camera died, so the footage ran out on the last couple of sets. But that is basically workout 1 in the 3 rep wave and in the first week accumulation. So in the 3 rep wave, we will have 4 weeks accumulation intensification, where it goes a bit more towards higher intensity, and then realization, which is my peak week, and then I have a deload. So basically that is workout 1. Thanks for watching.